Hey guys, it's Steph. Ooh, ugh. Um, I wanted to film something really quickly, even though as you can tell, I sound like death warmed over. And after this video, I will be immediately crawling into bed in my pajamas, putting on House of Cards, and hopefully passing out for the rest of the day. I wanted to film something really quick because it wouldn't have felt appropriate to stick it at the end of tomorrow's video and follow it up with bloopers or anything like that. I felt like it deserved its own vlog, if you will. Um, as most of you, or probably all of you at this point, have heard, Leonard Nimoy passed away today, and that's heavily impacted me. Um, I know I never had the privilege of meeting him, and I've know some people probably think it's ridiculous to be inspired by fictional characters, but I think one thing for me was that Leonard Nimoy inspired me both as an actor and a fictional character, and as and as a human being in everyday life. Growing up, I watched the Star Trek: The Next Generation and the original series a lot. It was kind of a staple for me growing up, and I remember immediately being drawn to Spock as a character because as a child that suffered painfully from social anxiety, I was always in the background, and I always felt like that's kind of how Spock went about his business. Was, you had super huge characters like Captain Kirk and Bones and Scotty, and I always felt like Spock was the grounding of the show, where he went about his business behind the scenes. And at the end of the day, if you needed somebody to be logical and calculating, it was Spock. And somebody who was always interested in science, I think I was also drawn to Spock for that reason, for his logical approach to everything. But I think the most important thing for me was Spock's fierce loyalty and his friendship. And he showed that kindness and love and friendship transcends, barriers of species, barriers of language. Friendships are so important. And I think that was something very important that I learned from Spock growing up. And then off screen, Leonard was a kind, caring human being, and I've never heard a negative thing said about him. Just, that he was wonderful, for people to meet at cons. And I'm so sad that I've never had the privilege to meet him. And he was such a fighter for equality, for women, for people of other races, for LGBT, that community. And everything from fighting for Nichelle Nichols to have an equivalent salary back in the 60s to, fighting today, being a huge proponent for gay marriage. And I think that was so admirable of him. And just so many profound quotes of his. I was looking through some stuff today, and Twitter, of course, was blowing up and everything else about it. But I think one of the most profound things he said was probably his final tweet, which, yes, I had to write down because I can't remember my own name right now. I'm so sick. And his last tweet was, "A life is like a garden. Perfect moments can be had, but not preserved, except in memory." And I think, Leonard, you will always be remembered, and remembered in a very positive way. And so I guess with that, live long and prosper, and we'll miss you. And thank you for everything you've done for me, and I will continue to boldly go based on the lessons that I learned from you growing up. So thank you.